And we are live. Welcome to Maker Day Brazil. This is an event where all the binational centers across the country have prepared a bunch of activities here for everybody, for students and the general community. Right now, we are beginning our own activities here at the Centro Cultural Brasil, Estados Unidos, Campinas, and I'm very happy to be kicking it off. I'd like to give the floor to Claudio, our coordinator, who will be talking a little bit about the first activity that we are offering and also introducing the host of this first activity. Claudio, are you there, my friend? On to you.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, Victor. Victor, do you know how many binational centers are in this event?
Ooh, no, how many? Tell me.
24 binational centers from Porto Alegre to Manaus. Well, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Maker Day Brazil 2020. We are very, very happy and excited about the activities that we are going to perform. As I told you, 24 binational centers are taking part in this. That is the biggest event. We have Maker Day Brazil for 4 or 5 years now, I believe, but this one is the biggest event so far. 100% online. In some moments, we are going to be live for all over Brazil. So we expect a lot from that. As you know, the maker movement is more and more present in schools and in the 21st century education. It's a tendency. Probably you have maker spaces or maker movement, even maker activities in our regular schools. It's a tendency that's coming to exercise our critical thinking, our creativity, and our innovation. Well, the base of the movement is based on the concept of STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So you learn by doing and you understand the concept that is behind what you are doing here. But I think that, no, before I pass to our first monitor, I want to start saying thank you to all the team, our Centro Cultural Brasil, Estados Unidos, Campinas faculty. In one moment or another, everyone was very, very helpful. Everyone cooperated at least a bit with this event. And special thanks to Victor. Victor is here always in our technological part, and he is, of course, an outstanding teacher. Nucilene is our maker space leader, and she is carrying all these events. She coordinated all this stuff. Fatima, my right and left arm. Without Fatima, I don't live. And the workshop teachers, the monitors, Lucas, Mônica, and Thais. Thank you very much. And again, guys, everyone involved. We have here other teachers. Luis is here, Manu is here, Miguel, Henriette was around. So, guys, thank you very much. This event is ours. It's not only of one person. Well, the first activity we will start with Lucas. Is the pinhole camera activity. Lucas, are you ready, my man?
Oh yeah, let's get going.
Okay, you're not gonna use scissors, or people are not gonna get hurt with those with this, are they? Oh my! So guys, please, if you are kids, call your parents. Don't do it alone. All right, guys, thank you very much, and let's have a lot of joy and fun. Victor, no, sorry, Lucas, it's yours, my man. Have a great session.
All right. So hello everybody, and then here we are together for the Maker Day Brazil. So we're doing this online for the first time, and it's a big pleasure. We're going to carry out three different activities today, as Claudia mentioned. And the first one, which I'm responsible for, is called the pinhole camera. All right. Well, Lucas, what exactly is a pinhole camera? What are we talking about? What are we going to do? I don't seem to understand that. Well, in order for us to have an idea of what that is and what I'm talking about here, I'm going to briefly show you something that is interesting for us to learn and know about the pinhole camera, all right? Now, as you can see there, there is a man taking some pictures. Well, I think he was. Happened probably a long time ago, right? And then he's covering his face with some cloth and so on. Right. Well, the pinhole camera works basically based on some principles of physics, right? And taking advantage of our environment and also and especially of light. Yeah, Genesis chapter 1, verse 3, let there be light, says God. So this is one of the things that you have to have in order to make this experiment to work, okay? So we have to have strong sunlight. That's the best way to make our pinhole camera work. And here where I live, it's a sunny day. The sky is, well, the sun is shining and it seems very beauty. I think we don't have many clouds today, well, at least around here. So that's going to be optimal. Let there be light, but we also need a little bit of dark. Yeah, we'll also need a lot of dark, but that's going to be focused in one single thing. And then this is where we start with the pinhole camera. Oops. We asked you, right, as for subscription, to find something as a shoebox. Yeah, here I have like a basic all-purpose cardboard box, right, which we're gonna use. Yeah, and this is going to be transformed into our camera.
Lucas, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Is it necessary to cut the cover? I mean, yes, not the cover, but the lid of the box?
The lid of the box, like this?
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, not exactly. If you already have like you know, a box whose lid cannot be removed, like this one, there's no need to do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let there be light. The light comes from outside. Let there be dark and darkness. And then this is going to be so inside our box. It has, now I told you this, the purpose of this is to be like light-proof, a light-proof box, yeah, a light-proof container. And this is what we aim for. But of course, with the material and the things that we use, like in a common household, we're not going to build something that is 100% light-proof. But still, we need it to be very, very dark inside. Yeah? And that's it. So what is the purpose of the pinhole camera? Back in the day, we didn't used to have our cell phones taking pictures and so on. And then people could have like those, well, not this, right? But little boxes, and they would have a very little pinhole. And this is why it is called pinhole. It's like a tiny, tiny pinhole through which light comes in to your container or box in this case, right? And then, so the place to which you're aiming your camera, because we're gonna have to get it. And then later on, we're gonna have a pinhole here. And then we aim to that place. And when we look on the other side, which we're going to prepare here, okay? We are going to see, so the image. So I'm just looking to a vase that I have here close to me. So it's, but it's not a hand. And then I can get to see the image here, right? Back in the day, and still nowadays, we can use some light sensitive paper. And then you literally, instead of just seeing an image here, so this is like a common, almost transparent paper, yeah? You can get, so the image printed onto the sheet of paper you use, as long as it is like light sensitive, yeah? And that's ultra interesting. If you get to see videos on YouTube, that's amazing. This one isn't light sensitive, but hopefully we're going to make this work. And last thing before we start getting hands-on, there is another interesting aspect of our experiment, and that's as respects to the rectilinear light theory. Bruno, my friend, evil dentist, and all my good friends out there, fellow teachers, Claudia, Fatima, if you guys see, so the red lights, the red line, sorry, right? It is just the way light travels, so pretty much straight. And then the thing onto which we are going to aim our camera and get to see the image is going to be upside down. Hopefully it's going to be upside down, just because the way light travels. So you see the branches of the tree and the leaves, and then this is the way they travel, and from the roots to the other way as well. Very well. Let's get hands-on. What we have to use for this experiment, I've already showed you. So it's our shoebox, right? Or you can use a smaller box, right? If you have like that old cell phone you don't use anymore, you want to use that box, it's fine. There's no problem. Yeah. Sometimes it just changes the focus and how your image is going to be onto your camera, but it's okay, right? Super useful. Get a pair of scissors. It can be like something small that fits into your hands. It's best if you get like those round-end scissors, right? So avoid getting hurt. A stapler is useful, right? And then some glue. Yeah, so I have some all-purpose glue here. Well, the transparent paper, this is very useful for us to work. Now, you could also use a supermarket plastic bag. Okay, you can use that. But I tried doing one pinhole camera with that, and it proved to be very wobbly. It wobbles around too much, right? And this one, I think it's a little bit firmer. Of course, it wobbles, but I think it's firmer for us to cut it. So this is something that you have to use. And then if you have their pencils and pens, they're gonna be handy. And also, in order to make the pinhole, so the parts, so tiny, but this is what carries the name of this experiment. And then you can get a needle or a mechanical pencil like this one. And then I hope you guys can see, yeah, it has this end there. So you could use this thing to open the pinhole in your box. Okay? And finally, a ruler. Get your ruler out there. Let's get started we're gonna do our experiment, okay? Now, so our box, guys, my fellow dear students, participants, and everybody, our box has two important sides. Onto one side of the box, we're gonna make the pinhole. The other one, so I just cut it here, okay? And then with this thing here, we're going to open a bigger hole, right? So we're gonna open like a bigger hole here, and later on, this piece of paper is going to be there. Yeah. Hello, Elena. So it's going to be there. Okay. And then this is where we're going to see our image, right? I am very anxious, Lucas. Let's get started. What can I do for now? Okay. So if you want to see the first thing that is important for us, you can get your ruler, right? And then on one end of your box, on this end, we can get like from this edge to the other one on the other side here, okay? And then we're gonna get to a ruler and make a straight line. So like on this way, and then we're gonna cross it on the other way, yeah? So that it has a very central position. And then this is better for angling and having our image, okay? And then we're gonna get to do that in this very moment. So get our pencils, right? Your ruler, and then we get to do that. make sure you firmly place your ruler, and then you have like a sturdy ruler. If you don't have a box that is big as this one, use a smaller ruler. Yeah. And then just crossing it out. Oops. Yeah. Now I made it with a pencil. Yeah. So it's going to be right in the middle of the egg, right? Get your mechanical pencil, and then right in the middle, in the intersection where it crosses. So we're going to open or hole.
Lucas,
Yes,
can I interrupt you for a second?
absolutely.
All right. Guys, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to speak and ask Lucas if you have any doubts, okay? And one more thing, you can click on his image to make, you can click on Lucas's image to make it bigger. So if it's difficult for you to see what he is doing, please click and pin his image so that you can see it bigger. Em português, pessoal, se alguém tiver alguma dúvida, fiquem à vontade para perguntar, para interagir com a gente aqui. E caso vocês não estejam conseguindo ver o Lucas bem, vocês podem clicar no pininho que tem na imagem dele para fazer com que só a imagem dele fique aumentada para vocês poderem enxergar bem, ok? Let's keep going.
Quick question here, Lucas Skywalker. Hello, Miguel. How big is the box? How big does the box has to be? Is there a specific size? Does it have to be? Can it be a huge box, for instance?
Yeah, you just want to use that microwave box, right? You can do with that, but it's also possible to do that with Matchbox. There you go. Claudio has some
Adidas.
Yeah, running shoes there. You can use that.
Merchandising here.
Merchandising, right? It's the stripes.
I have 3 more to show. I'm making some money, guys. I need it. Sorry.
No,
So my
not-
cats, they are using this box.
Yeah.
So that's the best size then, right?
Yeah.
Shoe box or something like this is the best to be more efficient and.
Yeah, this is what is usually recommended for this roast. This is a rustic pinhole camera. Okay, so then you see many people recommending doing this with a shoebox. I think it has a decent size because of the space to make it work, and because they usually come with a lid or Claudia's shoebox. I think he has like an. So his lid is a bit different, but it's easier to make it, yeah, like that, right? So just fold it.
Right.
It's easier to make it like light proof, if I may say that. One of the hardest things is to make this light proof. Now let's continue, and I'm just going to take advantage of your comment, Miguel, and say that in order to make this all the more dark, the box, right? We also recommended you guys to get like a black towel or a piece of cloth or whatever it is, so that you can cover your face, yeah, and the box. It really helps. So I don't have like a black cloth here, and then I got my football jersey, and this is huge. It's much bigger than me, but hopefully it's going to work. Now, here we already have a hole. It's very, very tiny. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, probably you can't because it's really, really tiny, but it's there, believe me. Now, depending on your boxes, you can do like if you have your boxes with those, handles or these things, I'm afraid it's better to cut it off, yeah, so that we get more room to work. Because if I close with these things, the pinhole I made is going to be blocked by carton, and then obviously it's not going to work. So I'm cutting this thing here.
Lucas, you can continue, but let me tell you something. I don't have the box. I don't have the box here. I'm not making it, but Amanda and Francisco are making the pinhole camera, right?
Oh, great.
That's we don't have more than one box here at home, but they are making.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. And you can use any kind of box. The first one I used a guitar string box. It had a different size and so on. And then this is more resistant, right? I think you can hear the noise. So yeah, if you have any questions, just interrupt me, right? And if you think about taking pictures and those things. Talking about pictures, I told you guys in the very beginning of the activity, I don't know if you remember that, but it's also possible for us to take pictures using these things, but then you have to use a light sensitive paper. And I think there can be some wild competitions out there taking pictures using your pinhole cameras. They can get very, very beautiful and professional. As a matter of fact, the size of the box
Lucas, can I ask you a question?
Hit me.
All right, so I've got this small box here. It's a shoe box, and I noticed that there's a hole that already came with the box. Okay,
Right.
On the left top side. Is it possible to keep it here, this hole, or should I do it in the middle? It has to be in the middle, or can you? I don't know if you notice here, but it came with a little hole already.
Can you just bring it a little closer? Yeah. Oh, I see that. Yeah, that's the same. That's the same thing. The same problem, so to speak, that was with my guitar string box. Can I see the other side of it?
The other side is completely plain.
All right. My recommendation is to. But does it have many holes? This side?
No, this is the one and only.
The one and only. I would I recommend then.
It can also be covered. Okay, it can also be covered automatically.
Yeah.
Not automatically, but manually.
Make the pinhole on the other end.
Okay, and then I cover here with a sticky tape or something like this.
Yeah, I'm going to show you now. This is the hardest part of the pinhole that we're going to do. So I'm just cutting this other end.
It doesn't work if it's on the sides, right? It has to be in the middle.
Yeah, it has to be. It's usually we're using the same rectangular shaped boxes. So in the ends, it's better than the side.
All right, then I'm gonna cover here, and I'm gonna make a middle hole.
Yeah, make the pinhole on the other side. On the other side, not on the one that you have
Okay.
the sideway hole.
So I need.
That's my suggestion.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Miguel, I could see the picture of the shoes. I like the shoes.
They were probably my wife's shoes. My daughter just went to the room and picked up this box, and they're probably my wife's shoes. I hope it's not an important box.
Okay, you're gonna have some problems later, right? There you are, guys. So my box is good to go now. Pinhole on one end, the other end is going to look a bit more dramatic. Yeah. What do we have to do on this side here? So let me just get my ruler. Well, I have a massive one here. Okay, I'm going to use this guy. On this end of the box, now we're going to measure here something approximately, let me see here. Yeah, I think you can try to measure it. Well, at least in my box. Now, it depends on the size of your box. If you're using a very small one, this part is harder to do. So that's the reason why I recommend using like a bigger one. Yeah. And I hadn't said that until this very moment. But now I realize that if you use like a matchbox, it's going to be too tiny to make here, unless you're using professional machinery. And then for this box, what I'm going to use, I'm going to carve like a rectangle here, yeah. But the edges, the edges, the outer rim. So the outer rim of this box has to be here. It's going to look like a frame. This is what we have to have here. Okay. I'm going to measure like ½ centimeter here. We're not using inches. So we're an American institution, but we're not using inches here. This is not how we work in Brazil. So I find it hard. ½ centimeter. So from all the sides here, okay? So this is what we have to do. And then later, you hopefully have a carving knife with you there, yeah? Mine is super mega rusty. It's very rusty. I hope I have to get a vaccine later. And so we're going to carve here, okay? Let me do this job now. Are there questions you guys have? Mr. Khan, do you have a question?
No questions, Lucas, no questions. I'm having problems because my cat is taking the moment that I'm paying attention here to mess up with my stuff here. All right.
Oh. Ground her.
Yep. Now she took my pins. All right.
There you are.
I'm good too, Lucas. Thank you.
You're good too, Mr. Khan. That's amazing.
Lucas, could you show me exactly what side of the box I have to do it? Is it a...
Yeah, will do. Just a second.
Right.
Oh, and it's also a good idea, I think, that it's just like, this is a massive ruler. That you calculate, like, you know, from this edge here, so coming towards the center of this end of the box. So also calculate like ½ centimeters or like a short distance so that you can make a more precise carving here.
So should I make it this side here or this side?
That one, if possible.
This side here, the longer side.
The one that is labeled. Yeah, the one that has the tag.
This one here that has the hole that I told you.
Yeah, because this hole is going to go away. I think because in the end we're going to use some glue, right, to stick there. And
okay. But then it's the opposite side of the pinhole, right?
That's the opposite side of the pinhole, exactly.
This is where I have to cut the frame you mentioned.
Yes, but make sure so you have the outer rim, right? Okay. So you don't. Right. Yeah, otherwise we would cut everything.
Can a centimeter do? Does a centimeter do or no?
I think it does.
All right.
Yeah. Make sure you use a measure that is safe for your box, and otherwise it may break or collapse somehow.
Okay, will do.
And then if you're using a very rigid like carton box, it may be a bit harder to carve, right? So just be careful. Yeah, so I did something that is very rough here. It doesn't look perfect at all, but it's going to do the job for the purpose of our experiment we have to do here. Now, I drew, let me see if you can, it's very light with my pencil marking here. My pencil's marking here. And then in this is the part where you have to use like, you know, a carving knife, and we're going to do some insertions here. If you're a kid and you're using this, ask for help. Yeah. ask for your mama, your parents. Be extra careful because these things are usually very sharp.
Miguel, don't cut yourself, Miguel. Come on.
Yeah.
We got everything under control here.
All right.
So, Lucas, do I remove the whole frame here, right? The whole inner part, or just
yeah? I'm doing something on mine here. I just had a
using a kitchen knife here.
A kitchen knife. Oh, maybe that's a good idea. It's because it has like the saw, right?
Yes.
It's easier
The saw is much more useful than just the blade, right?
Yeah, isn't it?
Yes. I didn't have a cutter at home, so I ended up using the knife, and it's doing
It's doing well, isn't it?
it's serving its purpose.
Okay, it's an all-purpose knife. I think that may be a good idea, folks, because if you're in the same
Oh, don't cut that much, Miguel.
Miguel's working, right? Who else is working? I don't see people. I think Bruno has.
Saw.
Yeah, Bruno has a hammer there to make his.
Is that good, Mr. Skywalker?
Dude, I'm good. Do you want to continue? That's perfect.
No thanks. It's just that this box is a really good.
That's very, very good. Just a second, because mine is like a bit rigid here. So, and I just.
You can ask your assistant for a kitchen knife with the saw.
Is there?
Do you have an assistant?
I need an assistant. You're close to my house. I'm gonna come by and.
I'll be dropping by your house with a kitchen knife. Like, oh, I just came here to deliver a kitchen knife to a friend of mine. Is that okay?
Is that okay? That's gonna sound weird.
It wouldn't sound so psycho, would it?
So it's just that this is very rigid, and I had some problems here, but we're gonna make this work.
This is a pretty good box,
Yeah. Now this is other aspects for our boxes, right? Depending on the material that we use, it can be too rigid or it can be too soft, right?
Yes.
It's not going to work so well. Yeah. But usually the good parts of a rigid box like this one that I'm using is that as it is thicker, so less light is going to, if I may say, pierce our box. You know.
All right. So in the meantime, can I do a little merchandise here?
What is it?
Arezzo, shoes for women.
Oh,
The best.
the best.
You will look hot on them.
Arezzo is the city where the cacciolis came from.
Yeah, Arezzo is Arezzo. That's a pretty city in Italy.
Do you know there? It's in Tuscany.
I've just seen in a beautiful movie. Do you know Life is Beautiful? It's if you guys watch the movie by Roberto Benigni, it's called Life is Beautiful. La vita è bella.
Congratulations.
The Italian part is in Arezzo, so it's a very pretty place. Yeah, Miguel, can you show your box again with the ends you cut there, please? Miguel, can you show your box?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Here.
Look at that.
The lid.
That's my man. Right.
I was checking the little pinhole. It's pretty cool, man. You can see from inside. You can see it, and it's almost like inside the movie theater.
Yeah. Right.
When you shut the box, it really looks like those old cameras.
Yeah. I have a very old size camera here. It's not around. So this is the frame. I had a small problem here, but it's not going to damage our project. So this is what we have so far. Now we're almost done, but then we just have to do something. Now we have two options of things to do. Yeah, if you did a very good job, like a pro job as Miguel did there, here's my model. You can get a piece of paper like the ones that you have for using the kitchen, maybe that, or it can be a plasticky paper as well. So it does the job. You have to measure it to fit. Oops. You have to measure it to fit behind, so the framing, yeah, and then you either glue it or staple that, and that's why there was the requirement of the stapler.
Question here. I only have these regular white sheets of paper here. Do they work or no? The
regular A4
for printing, you know.
Oh, right.
Regular.
Yeah, they may be too
thick.
Too thick. Yeah, I believe they're too thick. Something that you maybe have in your house that works is like, as I mentioned, the supermarket
como tá mostrando aqui.
which
O que vai acontecer na hora da live? Não sei se vocês tiveram a oportunidade de ver a live da manhã. A gente vai ter uma palavrinha de alguém da embaixada americana, só no teste.
Use a transparent one, or maybe those bags that we use to store, fruits or whatever.
All right. The idea is to have the light coming through the best possible, right? That's the idea.
Yeah.
So that the light can reflect better.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm gonna look for a supermarket bag. I'll be back.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, and now here I also have this other parts of it's another piece of carton here, and then my idea for this one, yeah, I'm going to quickly measure that. So that, let me see if the other one is better. I think this one is harder. Okay, with this piece of paper, I'm also going to make another rim here, right? Maybe a bit thicker than, so as you see, it must fit inside. So you measure the size of your frame there, okay? And then we cut it, right? But the same thing, there has to be a hole in, right? There has to be a hole in. And then after this other framing, which is going to be glued onto the back of your framing here, has the hole, we are going to staple the paper here, and then our camera is going to be good to go. Okay?
Quick question, Lucas. Which of these two bags are better? The whole complete transparent one, or the regular ones it's like a hand bag, supermarket bag? Which one is better? This one here is those fruit bags that are completely transparent.
Okay.
And this one here is not completely transparent. It's kind of white.
Yeah.
Which one would you recommend here?
Both work. Which one do you think wobbles more? Which one is less rigid, so to speak?
I would say the complete transparent one, those fruit bags.
So go for the other one. It's harder to cut that. If you do that like outdoors and it's a little windy, then it makes it all the harder to cut it.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe another kind of plastic is good. Do you know that film plastic?
Yes, I do.
If you have that at home, maybe it helps. I gave that to Amanda to work. Lucas, does it work?
I can check those. I think I have those film plastic.
And it's very flexible,
All right. I'll check. I'll take a look.
There you go.
Lucas, I have a question. Please.
Yeah.
Is the second frame really necessary? Is the second frame really necessary for the activity, for the camera, or can we eliminate the second frame?
Yes.
Can we?
Yes.
You said that.
Yes, you can.
Just to reinforce to Amanda, okay, Amanda.
All right. Yeah, Amanda.
Sorry.
It's okay, Amanda. So You don't have to do the second framing, right? This is not necessary.
Sorry, I missed that.
It's okay. So I think that this just helps for that to be like a bit sturdier, and then that's what it does, right? I may have to glue it like onto the very framing that I have here, so that's possible, you know. And then, okay. But it really depends on what kind of box you're using. If it happened this like mine, I think it's a good way to fix things. So, yeah. Yeah. So I'm just opening the second hole here. Okay. And then this carton here is much softer than the shoe box. The shoe box is resistant, right? This one isn't. You know. Or you can do as Lucy said, and cut it and place it right here, you know. Let me see if I can just. Yeah. And then, as Lucy suggested, you can just, you know, measure here and try to do that. I believe I'm going to take this step here in order to make our experiment a bit quicker, right? So the extra frame is going to make it a bit more rigid. And then with this one, so it's kind of a less rigid, okay? And then this is what we have for that. So it's all important. It's really important that you're all the time with your ruler and measuring things, and then you can understand what is happening, right? Claudio, has your cat settled? Yeah.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Now she is about to sleep. The other one is sleeping, and the other who was making the mess here is going to some rest now. Yeah, well, it's what they do. They rest, they meow, they eat a lot. Sometimes they go to the bathroom, the litter box.
There you go.
When I was assembling this flag in my background this morning, I put it here, all happy. It was beautiful. I tested it. When I came back to my room, both my cats were on the flag, and the flag was on the floor. So
really,
rearrange stuff. It's the joy of having pets.
Yeah, there you are.
Let me go to the other room because I believe we are going to talk to the national.
Mm-hmm. Right. Amanda, how is your box going? Is it okay, dear? Yeah.
Whose box, Lucas? Sorry.
Amanda's box.
Amanda's. I don't know. In fact, I don't know. Francisco is helping her, but at the end, I told them that they are supposed to show us.
Okay. There you are.
Francisco doesn't have camera, so. And Amanda, I don't know what's happening to Amanda. Yes, I could see Amanda is not with the camera on. but then later they will show us. Francisco likes working with that very much. Yes,
yeah, there you are. So guys, what I'm gonna do now, yeah, so about to finish,
glue and
then frame, get your glue, right?
Glue.
Spread it all over the framing so that you can properly glue your transparent paper.
Yes, liquid glue. Could also be the stick glue, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Lucas, just so you know, can't see very well what you're doing, okay, so.
Yeah, no, I'm going to show you guys.
All right.
Thank you, Miguel.
It is, okay, thanks. It is already pinned.
So like here, oops, yeah. I just spread some glue all over the inner part. So it's inside, the inner part, exactly. So the inner parts of the framing.
Yes.
You can get your, and then you can get your transparent paper.
Thanks.
Glue there, yeah.
Or even the plastic bag, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Would we be popping it at any point or no? Why does it have to be so rigid that you said? Are we gonna poke it or something?
The box?
No, yeah, the paper there. The
paper. It's just because I find it hard to cut if you use a very, a very wobbly piece of paper.
All right, and can I glue it on the outside part? It's gonna be easier for me if I just glue this like this, the outside part. Possible as well, isn't it?
I think you have a solution there.
Right? So yeah. Can you see it from there? I'll get the bag.
Yeah. Maybe you can use it like a tape. Like if you get a tape like that, and then you just wrap it.
All right, I'll do that. It's even better. Good idea.
Just in order to be quick.
Brilliant.
Okay. Now here mine is glued, right? And then what do you have to do? I'm just going to get the lid of my box because this is what is going to keep everything inside. And then on the side that you made the pinhole here, right? I recommend getting your pin needle again or mechanical pencil, and then you can just widen that a little bit, but just a little bit. It's a pinhole. You don't want to have like a massive thing. It's just very, very slight. Yeah, because that's going to be the space where more sunlight's going to come into your box, into your camera. So I'm just going to close mine here. Yeah. And then this is how it looks like, this one. Okay. And then in this end, so you have the pin hole. Yeah. And on this end of mine, so there is the paper. Now, I have a problem with mine. Sorry. I have a problem with mine. What is the problem, Lucas? If you look at the sides here, do you see that the framing is just arched? So it's just arched a little bit forwards. Yeah. So this part here, this is bad because this camera should be light proof. But the good side of that, let's look on the bright side. People say that every cloud has a silver lining. That's a Dream Theater album. So as we're going to have like you're going to look like a Sith, and you see that your speaker has to have his or her hair cut. I'm going to remove my glasses. So, and then you can just do that with your black piece of cloth or black towel or whatever that you have there. It's better if it is dark, okay? And then you should cover everything that you have here like this. And look through the hole. Yeah. When you do that, but you have to be patient, okay? You should wait like around, say, 20 minutes, 20 seconds, I'm sorry, not so much. Yeah, Francisco, that looks good. It does look good. It does look good. Perfect. So, and then, so you place it over your head, right? And then you point, you aim at something, and then hopefully you're going to get an image here. But now you can say, Lucas, I followed you, I made a pinhole, I am looking, I have a black cloth or black towel, I'm doing everything, I followed every step, but it's not working. I can't see anything. What do I have to do? Well, two important things. Let there be light, let there be darkness. It has to be very, very tight. So here I should just, use some tape to glue here, and then that's going to make it better, right? But most importantly, so your black piece of cloth, you have to go outdoors. You have to have very, very strong sunlight. If you're using like, a lamp that you have around you from your nightstand, it's not going to work, okay? So if you live in an apartment and you have windows there, I believe the sun shines in your house as well, in your apartment, just look through the window and try to see things from there. You're going to be very far from trees and so on, right? But maybe you can get like an object and just place it. You just stretch your arm, wide open, and then you can probably see a very nice picture of your stapler there. But it's fundamental, it's pivotal that you go outdoors and then you have very strong sunlight to pierce your pinhole. Hopefully not the box, but just the end that has the pinhole. Okay, and that was our experiment for today. Yeah, later I'm going to go outdoors because I'm inside my living room. I'm going to go outdoors and try out my camera. Yeah, and you can leave us some comments if you're watching on our Facebook page and so on, so that we have the space below for comments there, and then we can see if it worked. It may be that your image is very faint, right? Because this is how Pinworks do. It's just like using a homemade Instagram filter. Okay, people. So we have noon. It's about time to start our next time. I bet everybody's getting hungry with all this talking here. Yeah, and Mônica is going to enlighten us with some very interesting approach in cooking, and it looks like a magic trick. We're gonna see that. Thank you so much.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucas. It was great. Francisco, congrats on your work.
Thank you very much, Lucas.
Thank you.
Miguel, where is your camera, Miguel? Did it work?
Thank you, guys.
It's ready.
Okay, we don't want to see Lorenzo, only the camera. Francisco, did it work? Francisco is there with his camera too, Bruno?
Francisco, that's the other way around.
Take pictures and share the pictures with us so we can see the result later on.
Yes, it did.
It's ready.
It's here.
If possible. I'd love to see that.
Like Ana Maria Braga, you had one previously made.
Okay. Don't forget, people, that this is the side that stays outside, okay? This is inside with you.
So we can see the result later on.
Yes, it is.
Ready here.
There's some echoing, guys. If you could turn off the microphones, there's some echoing there. Right now, just before we begin Monica's activity, there's there's a little video we'd like to share with you. Claudio, could you please tell everybody who is going to be talking in this video? It's the one that you told me that you wanted us to share with everybody.
Oh, yeah, of course I can, Victor. It's the number 2 of our embassy in Brasilia. The name is, do you have the name there easily? Because I had to change pages here. But we are going to hear a message from the number 2 in our embassy, in American embassy in Brasilia. It's a 1-minute message about the event. So let's roll, Victor, sorry.
All right.
Let's show the video.
Mr. Douglas Conniff. Let me share the screen here. I'm going to share the screen. Hopefully you will be able to see and hear what he's saying.
Okay.
Can everybody see Mr. Douglas here?
Yeah.
Great. So just making sure. I'm going to play it for you guys here. Here we go.
Olá, professores, pais, alunos e makers. Bem-vindo à terceira edição do Maker Day Brasil. Gostaria de parabenizar os 24 espaços americanos que estão participando e oferecendo programas makers inovadores e virtuais, de criadores virtuais. Todos vocês que inscreveram para participar desta primeira edição online especial podem se considerar makers. Uma mentalidade maker é o que o mundo precisa agora, mais do que nunca, para lidar com os inúmeros desafios que enfrentamos. Por meio da inovação e criatividade, os makers estão trabalhando juntos para desenvolver soluções para criar um mundo melhor para o amanhã. Você verá essa engenhosidade em todos os programas oferecidos no Maker Day Brasil, que vocês podem fazer com segurança em sua casa. Aproveite a oportunidade, desafie seu conhecimento, compartilhe e aprenda coisas novas. Mas, acima de tudo, divirta-se.
Muito obrigado, Victor. Well, guys, this was the message from our number 2 in the embassy. You see that the whole U.S. Department of State is involved in this event. It's a Brazilian event, but it comes from the Washington. It's an action occasioned by Washington. But let's go, because I'm hungry and I want to see what Mônica is going to prepare to us, because I'm really, really hungry. Mônica, are you ready for your workshop?
Yes, I'm ready. Are you guys ready? Yeah? So first thing, before I even start explaining anything, if you're doing it right now, get your oil on a tall glass and put it in the freezer. That's the first thing you have to do, okay? So if you're participating right now, if you're doing it right now, we need your oil to be cold. Okay? So I'm gonna share my screen here.
How much oil, Mônica?
Sorry, Miguel, what?
How much oil? Spoonful?
Let me see. Yeah, the taller the glass, the better.
Okay, and we fill it up?
Yeah, fill it up. Oh, just leave a space because you're going to put some things there. If you fill it up, it's going to fall out, right?
Okay.
So leave about two fingers, and then fill the rest. All right?
All right.
All right, let me share here. Okay. All right.
I think it
Does
means
anybody have any idea?
transforming regular food into strange-looking things.
Yeah, in the end, it is strange looking, right? Because it's completely different from what we are used to seeing. Anybody else? No? All right, so since the 18th century, scientists have been experimenting with food, right? Both to understand physical and chemical processes, and also to understand what happens to food when we cook, when we do everything we do in the kitchen, right? But it was in 1988 that the term molecular gastronomy was started to be used, especially in the United States and some countries in Europe, like Italy, France, Netherlands, and then things just evolved, right? Nowadays, it's a big thing. There are restaurants that only serve molecular food, molecular gastronomy food, and there are people that are specialized in it, right? And the goal is not just to make weird looking food, is to do what the scientists used to do, right? To understand what happens with food and talking about science, right? Especially chemistry and physics, and try to make the food different, try to do different processes with food and play with it a little bit, so you have different outcomes. Okay. If anyone has a question, please just interrupt. Okay, call me, and then we can talk about. I'm listening something here. Okay. So I put here some examples. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to interrupt here. Victor, I'm listening to something else. Okay, thank you. I put here some examples of what people can do with molecular gastronomy. Okay, so the first one is this deconstructed food. If you guys watch MasterChef or programs like this, you've probably seen at least one of these. Okay. In deconstructed food, the idea is to get meals, dishes, and not serve it together like they would in a regular way, but to put the ingredients separately. So it is weird looking. I think it's kind of beautiful. And the person that is eating has a different experience, because you don't eat all of it together. You can eat parts of the dish. So that's interesting. Sous vide is basically putting meat, usually meat, but it can be done with vegetables as well, in a vacuum sealed bag and boil it in water. The temperature has to be controlled. They have special machinery to do that with the condiments, the spices inside, and it takes a very long time, and the food cooks in whole, so we don't have differences in cooking on the meat, for example. When you open it, it's all the same. Okay. Flash frozen, they use nitrogen to freeze almost instantly food, and especially fruit. And because it's really fast, it doesn't change the structure of the food. So when you defrost it, it is the same thing. If we freeze regularly a fruit and defrost it, it's weird. It's right. It's mushy. I don't know. Foam, it's like this pink part here in the picture. Also, they use different chemical processes, chemical ingredients as well, to make foams, especially from vegetables, fruit, anything, cheese. Imagine eating cheese, but that's foam. That's probably very different. Has anybody eaten any of these things in the picture?
No, I haven't.
No, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm taking the silence is a no. And the last picture, powdered food.
They have United States.
I'm sorry, what?
No, Elena was mentioning that there's a specific something that you tasted in that comes from the United States. What is it?
No, because there is a bolash.
There's a cookie.
There's a cookie that looks like this one.
Foam.
Foam that looks like this one. In the United States, there is.
She said in the United States there's a cookie that it's kind of foamy as well.
Like
I
this.
got it.
Yes, like I already saw.
Okay.
Ah, okay, good to know. Good to know. And the last one, okay, I was talking about the powdered food. This white part you see is olive oil. If you get maltodextrin and mix with olive oil or any oil kind of food, but olive oil is the one that tastes better. You can even put some spices on it. It turns into powder, and when in contact with water, it goes back to its original state. So when you put it in your mouth, when it comes in contact with your saliva, it goes back to olive oil the way we know it. So you have that surprise when you bite it. So that's probably very interesting. I wanted to do it, couldn't find maltodextrin, pure maltodextrin. If anyone does, please tell me where to find it, okay? And the two processes we're doing today, jellification and spherification. I chose these two for today because we use ingredients that people have at home. Usually it's not hard to find, and also the materials are easily found. So let's do these ones. And we're starting with spherification. Okay, there are three ways of doing spherification: direct, inverse, and cold oil spherification. Both direct and inverse spherification need two ingredients that are very hard to be found. They are chemical ingredients, edible, but chemical ingredients. And you also have to pay attention to the food's pH, to the amount of calcium. So I thought it would be very hard for everybody to find this thing so they can do it at home. And the idea is that you do it, right? So I chose the cold oil spherification for today because things are easy to be found. Here are the materials and the ingredients we need. I'm just going to change cameras so I can show you the materials, okay? Just a minute. Okay, I'm here. All right. So we're going to need a saucepan. Okay, it doesn't have to be big, it can be small. Let's see, juice, 100 milliliters of juice. Can be any kind of juice you like. I suggest you use some colorful juice so it looks prettier. See, if you don't have a whisk, you can use a spoon or anything just to mix the juice with the agar. Okay, I bought these, comes 4 grams of agar, but we're going to use only 2. So 2 grams of agar to each 100 milliliters of juice. Okay, and a syringe or a dropper, anything you can get the liquid and drop. I'll tell you. Okay, and cold oil. Just a second. Cold oil on a tall glass. Okay, let me open mine. Okay, so this ingredient, the agar, does anybody know what it is or where it comes from? Delicious burgers. No, nobody? So agar comes from red.
Bom, eu sou o Cláudio aqui de Campinas. Já está acontecendo desde as 11 horas. A gente teve uma oficina já das 11 da meio-dia, que foi a pinhole.
Asian culinary, they use it a lot, so you can find it in stores that sell Asian products. I found mine in a natural food store in Campinas, in Maria Monteiro, okay? And you can also find it in those stores. They sell things to make cakes and sweets like discount and this kind of thing, okay? So it's supposed to be easy to find.
Monica, does it have
Yes.
does it have
Sorry,
anything, does it have anything to do with Jello?
Jello?
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably. Ooh.
Probably. I'll
Okay.
say probably. I'm not going to say yes. I'm going to say probably. Okay? I'll look it up. Then I'll tell you.
Thank
Okay?
you.
All right. So let me see. That's it. Let's get started then. Okay. I'm going to just change here a little bit. Okay. All right. So,
Monica, you're sharing your
Yes?
screen. Could you stop sharing your screen? I think it's going to look bigger.
sure.
Thank you.
Better?
Yes,
All right.
thank you.
So I have my saucepan here. I'm going to pour 100 milliliters of juice. I separated, since the one I bought comes with 4 grams. I separated on a plate. I put it all and half. I have 2 grams here. To pour into the. I'm very clumsy, so if I drop anything, it's normal. It's part of my life. Okay. And we're going to heat it, whisk it. Okay, so you have. So the agar is in the juice. Okay. Okay, it's all right, and then we have to wait a little bit until it starts boiling. Okay. Oh, by the way, the agar is a substance called in chemistry a colloid. Okay. A colloid is something that looks homogeneous. Remember when you studied science in 5th grade? It looks homogeneous, but it's not. I'll tell you why. Can you come here, please? And take a look. It's starting to boil. Okay. So I'm going to turn off. And I'm going to wait for it to cool a little bit. Otherwise, I'll just burn myself and melt my syringe, right? Because it's plastic. We don't want plastic here. I will say. So, the agar is a colloid, okay? Colloid is a substance. It looks homogeneous. If you look at it, it's just one thing, but it's not. Because the atoms are too small for our eye, we can't see it. But it's actually a heterogeneous substance, and that makes the difference when we put it in the cold oil. Okay? Because it won't mix. That's why. It will always be heterogeneous. Okay? And waiting to cool off a little bit. Is there anybody doing it right now? No? Okay. Do you have any questions so far?
No, I'm not. I'm not doing it anymore. I just remembered that I'm a disaster in the kitchen, and I kind of gave up on doing it. I think I'd rather watch you doing it. Today, just for the record, early in the morning, I melted the handle of my spatula, the whole handle of my spatula, while I was boiling my eggs. I forgot to handle the spatula on top of the fire. And so I just remember that I'm terrible in the kitchen, so I'm just gonna watch, okay?
Yeah, you should ask your kids to help you. They would be safe, probably. Laura will.
Monica, I have a question.
I'm sorry, what, Lucas?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, is there anything that you can use in order to replace agar?
I read read somewhere about using tasteless jello, but then all the other places said no. So I haven't tried, but you can. But I'm not sure.
All right.
Okay. Oh, I just left some of it ready here. Okay. I'll show you at the end. So I think it's not too hot now. I'm going. Okay, believe me, I tried. It's not easy to make perfect spheres, okay? And then you can go on, you can do as much as you want. It looks pretty, right?
Sure does.
Yeah. I saw a video with a woman that did it with different colors. She got those, I don't know, it looks like Gatorade or something like it. And she did with different flavors, like blue one, pink, yellow, green. And it looked like a rainbow. It was really pretty. It's good to do with the kids also. And she said it tasted good too. That's an idea.
Mônica, do you press it slowly to form the drops, or do the drops form as they go through the oil?
The drops form as they go through the oil.
Ah, okay.
That's why it needs to be tall. If it's short, you won't have spears. Okay.
Okay.
Just finish this arrange here, and then I'll show you what to do next. And you can use anything that can help you put it here. There are those, I don't even know the name in Portuguese, but people that cook sweets and cakes, they have those things they squeeze and they have drops, so that should work too. Okay, whatever you have in your kitchen. So I have my hopefully spheres here, and I'm going to take it out of the oil using the sieve. Very important, don't drop the oil into the sink, right? It's pollution, right? So drop it into a different recipient so you can properly throw it away, okay? And okay, that's funny. No spheres. Why not? Is it because I talk too much during it? That's weird. Okay, guys. That's first time didn't work. The first time I tried, it worked, and also the other 5 times I did it. But luckily, I did some this morning. And here are some peach spheres. So you can make it bigger. I was trying to make it as big as I could. So you can make it big, or you can make them smaller. See?
Does it have the same texture of raisins?
I don't eat raisins.
Oh, really?
No, I don't. I'm against it. But it's
Oh, it's good to know. So I'm not spending Christmas with you, Monica.
no, you're not. No, it's,
Wow. Does it taste good?
I just took a bite here.
Wow.
It's really, yeah.
Yummy.
And
Does it
tastes
taste
like the
good?
fruit. Yeah, it tastes like the fruit.
The fruit, not the oil. Can
This
you feel
one
the
tastes
oil?
like. Oh, yeah. I forgot because it didn't work, guys. I kind of forgot this part here. I was kind of frustrated. But when you put it on the sieve, you have to wash it, okay? Otherwise, you will be eating oil. Thank you, Lucy, for reminding me. So I'm going to turn the sink on here. Oh, I have one here, maybe. Yeah, it really didn't work. So the idea is wash it very well so you don't eat oil. Okay, this one's very ugly. I got one sphere. Okay. All right. And that's it. So you have caviar. Unfortunately, this is an ugly color. Okay. But these ones would be better. I have questions.
Elena says it looks good. She would like to try some.
Yeah.
It looks good. What's the flavor? What's the flavor, Monica?
This one is peach.
It's peach. Ah, it's a
Peach. I just bought those little like
peach is
this one,
good too.
like a small juice box.
Yeah.
Use half of it because it has 2 milliliters. Use half of it. Any flavor you want. Okay. So this is your appetizer. Okay, you can eat fruit there. And what's next? Who remembers the next process we're going to do today?
Spaghetti.
The spaghetti, yes. For the spaghetti, we're going to use jellification.
I love spaghetti.
Yeah, me too. We're going to use jellification. So the process, I'm just going to share the screen very fast, Lucas, just so you can see the different materials we have, okay? It's on this computer. No, cancel. So basically, you're going to use the same ingredients as the cold oil certification, okay? But you're not using the cold oil, okay? That's the only thing you're not using here, the same thing, and the sieve. So we're going to use 100 milliliters of strawberry juice. That's the one I chose. This one is real strawberry juice. Made it yesterday, but you can buy it and use the one from the box. That's okay. So put it in the saucepan. The other 2 grams of agar.
But Monica, it could be another flavor, right?
Any flavor you want. I've seen people doing honey, even for the spherification or the jellification. Honey, coffee, vinegar. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
I've seen it's very common people to make it with pepper sauce.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you can
Different.
put it on a toast. You can put it on a toast with cheese. Some I don't really like pepper, but peppers sauce spheres on it. It looks good, right? To serve someone. It's nice. I like the idea. I think the problem is that I'm talking, so I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing here. So, again.
Claudia suggested to do coffee as well.
You guys are disturbing me, yeah. So, again, turn on your stove.
Coffee everywhere.
distracting me.
Irish coffee.
Yeah, yeah, Lucas, you love coffee, right?
No.
Yeah, Lucas knows about coffee, so make one out of coffee and then show us, okay?
Irish coffee, Miguel suggested. Sounds great.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, good settle.
Yes. Yeah, you can make caipirinhas like that.
Lucas suggests Coke, soda. Would it work with soda, bubbling?
I don't know.
Bubbly soft drinks.
I'm not sure because of the bubbles. Maybe an old Coke. You just let the gas out a little bit.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll have an interruption there.
Yeah, and it's really important when you get the juice or the liquid from the syringe that you don't have bubbles. Bubbles break the magic a little bit. Okay? It's starting to boil. Take a look. We have to heat it to activate the agar. Forgot to tell you that. If you don't heat it up, you won't activate the agar. Won't work, probably. Maybe that was my mistake on the first one, right? Maybe I didn't let it boil properly. While it cools down a little bit, I'm going to show you what we're using for this one. So we need a recipient that you can put water, okay, and ice. I'm going to get the ice and put it here. Another syringe or the same. These, in the beginning I was using these, but then I realized I don't really need it. So I'll just leave it here. It's an option. I'll show you why. And straws, okay? Lots of straws or any kind of tube that you can insert the syringe on. Let me get the ice. Some ice here. Okay, because we need the water really cold. Again, because it's the shock, okay? The temperature shock that's going to make it harder, to make the liquid harder. Okay, I'll just pour here to make things easier. Any questions? No? Silence online. Silence is good.
Yes, that people are hungry.
People are hungry.
Yeah.
People are hungry. Let me stop sharing here so you can look at it. Okay. This is the main course, right? So again, be careful not to pour yourself or melt all the plastic you're working with, okay? Get some juice here, and you're going to insert. Leave about 2 centimeters here, okay? You're not going to put all the way. It's better if you don't have bubbles. Okay, up until here is good. Press it with your finger. That's why you can clip it here, but you don't really need it, okay? Just hold it and put it in the cold water. I like to count until 10. Okay, 5 is good too. But if you count until 10 or just talk a little bit, it's going to be enough. I think that's 10. And I'm going to let it go. Yeah, okay, you can let it go. See, the liquid's not coming out of the straw anymore. So the jellification has already started, okay? And I'm going to make some more because we want not just one spaghetti. Can't count spaghetti, right? But you just don't want just one spaghetti. You want lots of spaghetti. Again, press it here. Hold it. Count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. That's good. First one didn't work, so I'm afraid that this one doesn't, but it looks good. Okay. one more, and you can do as many as you want. Okay. If you find one of those hospital tubes, you know, people use for IV, they're transparent. I saw a really cool video with it. So you can put it into the tube and it's longer. You have longer spaghettis. Okay. But that's the homemade option I found for us. Okay.
Monica.
Yes.
What is the texture of the spaghetti? Can you describe
Texture.
it? Yeah.
I'll show you.
Okay.
But it's a jelly.
Oh, that's true.
It's al dente.
Sounds good.
Yeah. It's jelly spaghetti. And again, it doesn't have to be strawberry spaghetti, right? You can use any flavor you like. It just looks better. And it goes well with the sauce I'm using for this spaghetti.
But it has to be cold, doesn't it? I mean the juice.
Yes. No. Yeah, we have to put it into the cold water here like I'm doing.
Oh yeah, but I mean the juice that you have in the container behind you. So that's is that hot, cold?
This one here in the cup?
Yeah.
This one came from the saucepan. That's hot.
Oh, all right. Yeah, because I was thinking maybe we can, for people that like soup, you can get like a soup and make a spaghetti out of a soup. Must taste odd.
Yeah, you can use it, but you have to remember you have to add agar, heat it up to activate the agar, and then do this process.
Oh yeah, that might be a bad idea because we add more things to soups, right? So
Yeah, unless it's a cream, right?
yeah.
But then when you eat the spaghetti is going to be cold, so you're going to be jellified cold soup.
That
Doesn't sound good to me.
it's like gazpacho, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Okay, so I have 4 straws here, and I'm going to take it out of the straw. So you got a plate, and take the edges a little bit, and then you just squeeze it. This part is kind of fun. Come on. There you go. Okay. 1.
Yay, check it out. How awesome.
Yeah. This one works.
Yay. Wow, beautiful. I'm definitely doing that for my birthday party.
Wow, that's cool.
Yes, mine and Elena's. It's the same day. Yes, mine and Elena's. Same day.
There you
What do you
go.
think, Bruno?
I just thought this is good for Halloween, you know?
That's a good idea as well.
You can make some weird looking food and that looks like. So here's the spaghetti, okay? And then you can fix it in the pretty plate.
Nice.
Texture.
Brilliant idea for Halloween.
Yeah, if you eat it, it's normal strawberry.
Yeah.
I got you guys. Now, earlier this morning, I was making some more spaghetti. So it can look something like this.
Wow.
Okay? Yeah. So I'm going to put the new ones here. And it holds. You can do it in one day and then just put it in your fridge, your refrigerator, and it's the same the next day. So here's the spaghetti, and what's the sauce that I told you we would have?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Oh,
Wow.
come on.
It's
Wow.
It's too healthy, right? We're in quarantine. We don't have to be that healthy, so you can get
Right.
enough. Use
Now
any
the
kind
feeling
of
of
chocolate you
suggestion of
want.
making out of soup.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that.
All right,
And
Monica,
here-
can you send your location, please?
Monica,
There
when
you
you come
go.
back to school,
Yeah, we need
You
your
have-
location.
you have to make it there. Yes.
Okay,
Everybody.
All right. I need to find your location here, please, so I can set my way.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna go crash into your house there.
Yeah, right. Oh, one thing. Why in one this verification I had to use the oil, and in this one I didn't use the oil, and it still worked. Any ideas? I'll just eat here while you think.
No idea.
Clueless.
Don't do that.
We needed the oil to make the spheres because the juice with agar. It's going to just dissolve there, right? That's why we used straws. I think you can make any shapes. Oh, I see. I think you can make any
Coffee
shapes
noodles. Yay.
It makes
Coffee
part.
noodles. Yes, anything you like. Okay?
Nice.
Does
Great.
anybody have a question?
When are you gonna eat that at school?
You?
Soon.
Next
No, we,
year?
everybody. We.
Next year maybe.
Next year. Let's have
hope.
cooking
If we
classes.
make it,
We have to get started now.
we should
In the first meeting, you can prepare for the first
Oh,
meeting.
is it first Saturday? Good.
All right.
Yeah.
Make that with a liquid jello.
Maybe. It's I from what I've read and watched, it's possible to make any liquid food.
Yeah, so long as you follow the steps there, right? The cold,
As long as you follow the steps. Mix
contrast,
it,
and
remember
everything.
the proportion
Temperature,
of liquid
contrast.
with vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100 milliliters of liquid, 2 grams of agar. Oh, 100 is not enough. See, it's just a little bit. So make it 200 milliliters with 4 grams of agar. Okay, just keep the proportion. Heat it up until it boils. Wait a little bit, not too long. If you wait too long, it gets too dense. Use the syringe and choose your method. The cold oil to make spheres and a tube and cold water to make noodles.
Come on, Mônica. That's so nice.
Brilliant. Bravo.
Bravo, yeah.
Brilliant, Mônica. Brilliant. Very
Somebody at the door.
Yeah.
It's me. Go check the door. Go check your door, please.
My
Somebody
door?
There's nothing there.
You don't know where I live. I'm safe.
You just follow the smell.
It doesn't smell. It doesn't smell.
But it
My neighbors
tastes
have no
good,
idea
right?
what I'm doing here.
All right. Cool. Very nice. Super good.
Mônica, what do you think are the nicest flavors to prepare out of it? Because what you did there is like a terrific combination, strawberry with chocolate. That looks
Yeah, that's classic, right? Strawberry
Uh-huh.
chocolate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like to try the coffee one. I only tried juice.
Oh.
I've made grapes, strawberry, peaches, kiwi, orange. So I personally don't like peach and kiwi a lot, but that's me. The kiwi looked ugly. The color was ugly. It wasn't green. It wasn't what I expected. I wanted peas for the spaghetti. It didn't work. But yeah, I'll definitely want to try the honey, the chocolate.
Yeah, honey sounds amazing.
Hey, Mônica,
And
where
then
did
you
you
can
get that idea?
something. I'm sorry, what?
Just a personal question here. Where did you come up with this idea? How did you start getting interested in working with that? How did you come up with this idea?
Actually, Lucy came to me and she said that it was good to have an activity in the kitchen, but not cooking regular meal because lots of people do it, right? It's a kind of a common English class activity. So and then we needed to bring some science into it. So I started researching, and then this molecular gastronomy. I saw that online and I thought, let's try it. And then, but it's new to me. I didn't know it. I just learned all of this past 2 weeks. Basically.
Yeah, for me too. First time. Very interesting.
Yeah, but it's really nice. The bad point is that most of the things you need a lot of chemical ingredients that are hard to be found or special appliances. This one I think is the most accessible one for everybody to make at home, right?
Absolutely. At least trigger the curiosity, right? So that people can start experimenting at home and developing a better, greater meals, like maybe salmon, work something with salmon. What can you do with salmon with that? Is there anything you can do with salmon? Fish.
The fish?
Yeah.
Well, if you use the method, oh my god, the sous vide method, but then you need a vacuum sealed plastic bag and boiled water. You can cook it in the sous vide, or you can I don't know, cook the salmon and make the spheres with the sauce, like olive oil with some spices in it, and you can put on the salmon. And when you eat it, you eat the salmon and the spheres. That's an idea.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You can go use your creativity in it.
Nice.
That's it.
Very good, very good. Congratulations, Monica. I'm chiming in here. Thank you very much. We're finishing this activity a little earlier, so we can actually take a moment to breathe a little bit, take a couple of minutes. What I'm gonna do is right now I would like to share the message from the message that I showed you guys before. I want to share with everybody on Facebook because they didn't have access to that. I didn't actually broadcast that video. So I'm going to show the video with the message to everybody on Facebook while we can all stand up a little bit, breathe, and then I'm going to show another video as well to everybody who is watching on Facebook. If you are watching on Facebook, you will see these two videos, and then while I do that, everybody can get ready for our third activity with teacher Thais, who I don't know if she's here already, but she will be with us all in a minute. Let's do that then.
Let's go.
Mônica.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, what time are we back? Midday.
Let's take 5 minutes. Yeah, 5-7 minutes. Just the time for me to show the video to everyone on Facebook. The two videos I'd like to share there. To broadcast, and then I'll be back here to get you guys, okay? So we can start our third activity. Does that sound good?
Sounds amazing.
All right.
Perfect.
We'll be right back then. So for everyone on Facebook watching, now I'd like to share a couple of videos with you. First, it's a little message. And then after that, I'm going to show you another video with a conversation with a few people from other binational centers who are also offering a variety of activities to everybody across the country. So first, let me share this video with you guys. I just have to make a few switches here so you can catch the audio. Here we go.
Olá, professores, pais, alunos e makers. Bem-vindo à terceira edição do Maker Day Brasil. Gostaria de parabenizar os 24 espaços americanos que estão participando e oferecendo programas makers inovadores e virtuais, de criadores virtuais. Todos vocês que inscreveram para participar desta primeira edição online especial podem se considerar makers. Uma mentalidade maker é o que o mundo precisa agora, mais do que nunca, para lidar com os inúmeros desafios que enfrentamos. Por meio da inovação e criatividade, os makers estão trabalhando juntos para desenvolver soluções para criar um mundo melhor para o amanhã. Você verá essa engenhosidade em todos os programas oferecidos no Maker Day Brasil, que vocês podem fazer com segurança em sua casa. Aproveite a oportunidade, desafie seu conhecimento, compartilhe e aprenda coisas novas. Mas, acima de tudo, divirta-se.
Very good, very good. So that was a message by Mr. Douglas Conniff. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I'd like to share with all of you another video here. As I mentioned before, this is a live that happened with a few other binational centers who are participating in this very special day we're having today. So just to show you a little bit of this conversation, this interaction with other participants, other binational centers, just for you to feel a little bit the vibe, what's happening around the country. And let's see this. Let's watch it. Here we go.
Participação e falando aí também de Ribeirão Preto, eu vou bem para pertinho, eu vou para Campinas. Oi, Campinas, o que está acontecendo aí? Conta pra gente.
Tudo bom? Eu sou o Cláudio aqui de Campinas. Já está acontecendo desde as 11 horas, a gente teve uma oficina já das 11 ao meio-dia, que foi a pinhole câmera, uma câmera fotográfica feita com caixa de sapatos. Foi bem legal, muito envolvente com o pessoal, e agora a gente iniciou a segunda oficina, que é a gastronomia molecular, então a gente vai transformar alguns alimentos aí, mudar até o estado desses alimentos, essa com a professora Mônica, e a gente vai encerrar uma oficina da 1 às 2 da tarde com a professora Thaís. Ela vai ter a oficina Mundo Geek, que vai estar fazendo adereços de uma super-heroína e famosa da televisão, a Mulher Maravilha. Então, o pessoal que participar vai sair dessa oficina com os braceletes e a tiara da Mulher Maravilha. A gente está transmitindo aqui pelo Meet com a participação do pessoal, e para quem não se inscreveu, a gente está transmitindo ao vivo na nossa página do Facebook, que é CCBUC. Então é só ir lá, para quem não está inscrito, quiser checar alguma das nossas atividades, vão ficar gravadas ali também. E eu quero desde já parabenizar todo mundo que está aqui, eu acho que está sendo um sucesso. A Vanessa acabou de falar que a gente está se reinventando esse ano, mas eu acho que esse ano veio para mostrar que a gente pode fazer a coisa de uma maneira diferente. E com certeza o 4º ano do Maker Day Brasil vai ser bem influenciado e bem positivo, graças a essa experiência que a gente está tendo agora. Muito legal, e espero que todo mundo esteja tendo muito sucesso aí também.
Ah, tá ótimo. Muito obrigada a você, Campinas, que também está participando esse ano com a gente. Tchau, tchau, Cláudio. Eu vou chamar aqui uma galera assim que é meio animada, assim, tá dando uma dorzinha assim de barriga, mas para mim aqui em Manaus, que eu tô morando menos.
Cláudio, our coordinator, falou e disse tudo que tá rolando aqui. Again, I'm very happy to be here helping with this broadcast. We will be back in just a couple of minutes, maybe from 3 to 5 minutes. We'll be back here with the third and final activity by teacher Thais, who will be showing us how to make the bracelets and the tiara by Wonder Woman, as Claudio mentioned in his conversation with Vanessa. So we'll be right back. Take this moment to stand up a little bit, move around, stretch, get something to eat. But don't go away, because we'll be right back, okay, guys?
Wonder Woman.
You ready to go?
Ready.
I have no chair here, sorry.
You know, like
Okay.
Monica's rich. She has a camera woman, a cameraman.
Indeed, I hired a Wonder Girl, actually, to help me here. 'Cause if you don't know, Wonder Woman has an apprentice, and her name is Cassandra. Her name, of course, is Wonder Girl.
Okay.
I'm just nervous because my PowerPoint is not working, but everything will be all right. Oh, Wonder Girl was here. Do you want to say hi? Hi.
Hey there.
Hello.
She also has a Wonder Woman t-shirt.
Awesome.
Sweet. Dressed for the part. I'm trying to make myself more visible. If you don't know, I actually wear glasses, but I can't wear glasses with the tiara. So, yeah.
So you're like Clark Kent and Superman, right?
Sorry?
You're like Clark Kent and Superman.
I'm Diana Prince.
Okay. Whoa, is that you, Thais? Oh, that's you, Thais. Oh, that's you.
Everybody knows my secret identity now. It's okay.
I was wondering who that woman could be.
So nice of you guys. I'm blessed I have such good friends.
Yeah. It's my
Oh.
pizza friend.
And so we shall begin. Share. Okay, am I sharing? Everything's okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Maker Day.
Yeah, I'm just, yeah. Okay, so welcome to the Geek Workshop. Today we're going to learn how to make Wonder Woman's accessories. And let's start. Who's Wonder Woman? Well, she is a beautiful princess from the island of Themyscira, which means paradise. And yes, she's beautiful, and more importantly, she's very strong. And she came to our world, men's world, as Diana Prince to fight for peace. And she's also one of the founding members of the Justice League, along with famous guys. I don't know if you heard them, like Superman, Batman, The Flash, maybe. Not as famous. And she first appeared like this in the Sensation Comics magazine. She was wearing a very stylish skirt at that time. And she was created. Guys, if you have any questions, I can't see you, unfortunately, but you can ask me. And she was created by a psychologist and a writer, who is this guy here, William Moulton Marston, and artist Harry G. Peter. And her creator, William, he was a very strong feminist, and he was inspired by the feminists at the time in the 40s, which was the World War II. And yes, she is a feminist icon, and this is a very powerful quote from her creator. She encourages women to stand up for themselves, to learn to fight, and be strong so they don't have to be scared or depend on men. But we're just curious. She was born a feminist icon, but even at that time, when the Justice League was created, she was volunteered as secretary for the Justice League. I mean, she's all powerful, but she's still secretary. So I'm not very into it, and I'm sure nowadays she isn't as well. So, and she has many versions, including the Justice League animated series. This is the DC Superhero Girls. There is on Netflix, and I think it was an amazing idea because it's a heroes series, cartoon series, of course, and the target is girls. They finally realized girls love superheroes and they love consuming them. And this is a hilarious series called Justice League Action, but they're not taking very seriously. The first one here is a more serious series. And of course, we know nowadays there is the Lego version. And we have Linda Carter. She's an icon. She was if I'm not mistaken, she was not the first live action Wonder Woman, but she is the most famous until, of course, Gal Gadot came to the scene. And they're both featured in many events together as representing Wonder Woman. You can see that it's very interesting how the uniforms they differ a little, especially in the Wonder Woman film. And there are many costumes and many versions of Wonder Woman, which is great for our workshop because we can basically do it still honoring the character. And well, her accessories, or better yet, her arsenal is the same in general. Because the tiara that I have here, actually she can remove the tiara and use it to throw around at bad guys. That's really badass. She has the lasso of truth. If this lasso touches you or she catches you with that, you must say the truth all the time. It could be good, it could be bad, but in general, it's very interesting. And the bracelets of submission that I don't have them right now, I will make it with you again. Why they're called bracelets of submission? They are weapons. They're made of an ancient shield, which was indestructible, so that's how she dodges bullets. But they're also a reminder from the goddess to never submit to a man, because if a man gets both bracelets together, they will stick and they can't get away from that. So it's just to make girls remember that they must be independent, which is also a powerful message. And of course, if you don't remember, she has her own invisible jet. I have one right here, but I think it's a very bad idea to have an invisible jet because where do nobody will left it. But anyways, let's start our workshop.
Good joke.
And I really love Gal Gadot's smile. If she smiles at me like that, I'll probably pass out. And no joke. All right. So,
você acessa o site, porque lá no site você vai conseguir ver toda a programação online. Grande abraço,
by the way, that's my office.
Vem com a gente, acessa nosso link pelo YouTube e vamos lá. Maker Day Brasil 2020.
E às 5 horas a gente tem a oficina
I have
de
all
criação
materials.
de
Malu, fala com a gente o que vai acontecer.
So first of all, let's do. You all have your
links para você assistir as
Oh
oficinas.
yeah, we have.
Eu gostaria só de pedir que
Please put the hot glue in the plug.
E olha
so
só, tem
You have a hot glue gun license. I don't have my need.
Tá, I have a question. Is it possible to make it with normal glue?
Well, if it's bleachy, it's not good. It's not a good idea. But you can use a stapler, for example, and put what is it called? The duct tape?
Not duct tape.
Sticky tape?
3M.
What?
3M.
Scotch tape.
Scotch tape.
My sister loves Scotch tape and she can't remember Scotch tape. You can put a Scotch tape because the thing on the stapler may hurt you.
Okay.
So if you protect this part, no problem. You can also use, you can also use Super Bonder, but it's a very strong glue, so you gotta be careful not to stick yourself and make your own bracelets of submission forever. Okay. Okay, I need my stretcher here. No. Nope. No, that's for decoration. Okay. Very soft and gentle. Yay. Well, it's a kind of Scotch tape, but that's for like fixing things on walls. But it's just something like that so you can protect your skin. And double face. No, that's not for that. Nope. For a thing. Oh yeah, you can use a double-faced, I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation. Double-faced tape. So you can take them instead of using the hot glue. When do I know the hot glue is good? When it's hot, I guess. Okay, this is the craft foam that I use to do my accessories here and here. And how do we start? With the bracelet, I am a very practical person, so I like to measure them on my own wrist. So, I wouldn't, you can choose if you want it thicker, like that, or a little smaller. So it's a matter of personal preference. Okay. Meanwhile, do you guys know the romantic interest for Wonder Woman in the movies and also the comics?
Could you repeat that, please? Her what? What
Her
did you
loving.
say? Her what?
Love interest.
Ah, love interest. Have no idea.
No, have you guys ever watched the new movie? Not the 1984. This one
Is it Batman?
in Justice League, yeah. But the animated series, they have a really big shipping. Yeah, what is their ship name? Brianna?
Brianna. Like
Bruce plus
and
Diana.
Oh.
No, it's not. I think I watched.
I don't know which.
It's another guy.
Her-
I think it's Superman, right? Isn't it?
In the movie there was the pilot,
Superman.
right? I don't remember his name, but in the movie
Yeah.
she has something romantic with this guy.
Yeah, that falls into the ocean, has a
Spoiler.
plane, right? The plane
God.
crash.
But does this all take place like in what movie does it take place?
The first movie?
Oh,
Hey, I'm measuring here too.
Yeah, but there's another movie that I think she has a thing with Superman, I think.
oh, is that it?
Which one do you prefer, guys? Batman, a random mortal guy, or Superman?
Superman.
Batman.
I use those.
Aquaman.
Batman, come on, Batman's the best.
Yeah.
He's a normal
Batman.
guy, you know. He's just a regular guy with no superpowers, and then he he's super smart and kicks everybody's ass. It's crazy.
Filthy rich. Super normal guy, right?
Aquaman can live under the sea, you know?
Lives
And
on
his roots.
in a pineapple under the sea. All right, so you have here, just check. I wouldn't like them to be like too over each other because reasons. Because reasons. It's a great explanation. Okay, so this part will be on the inside, like so. And thank you, Wonder Girl. You're welcome. So what do we do for it to be placed on our wrist? And I like the guys that are participating, by the way, because you could like make Wonder Woman's accessories for real. Because she's a great warrior.
Yeah.
They can see only my belt here.
Yeah. Wonder Lucy.
I think they're calling you Wonder.
It's
Hi there.
hi. What's up?
Good, and you?
All right. Are
Good,
you
good.
her assistant?
Yes, I am.
Did you meet her at a pizzeria? Did you meet
Pizza
her at
what?
a pizzeria? Pizza place.
A pizza place?
Yes, did you meet her there?
My sister and did I meet my sister
There's
at
sisters, dude.
All right, it's just a joke. It's an inner joke. Every
Sorry.
time I see Thais, it's in a pizzeria. I think the 2 times I saw Thais in my life, it was in a pizzeria, in a pizza place.
Oh yeah, Miguel.
It's a bad joke, okay? Never mind. It's just a bad joke. Carry on, please.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You have no idea why.
Nope.
Okay.
Claudia's like, oh my God, how embarrassing.
Okay.
I'm talking to Tay now, Daddy Miguel.
So I just
Be careful. You can really burn on this.
Butter, baby, butter. Okay. Thank you. He's helping me. Okay.
She's a happy.
So we have one vote for Batman and one vote for Superman. Which one do you prefer as a Wonder Woman love interest?
Henry Cavill's Superman.
No, that one is mine.
Okay. He can be my brother-in-law.
I can take that.
I just want to look at his face.
I just want to smash his face like that.
Yeah.
I have
I always think he's so.
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry?
I think they're funny how.
Lucy is going
Smash his face.
I just want to squeeze him like that. Like a potato.
I don't think she can see you, Lucy. Okay, I'm not sure.
No, I can't
Thais,
because
can
I
you see
hear
me?
everything. Let me.
She's trying to show off her
I
braces.
need to go like this because I put this
her
stapler
bracelet.
here. This stapler
Oh, good.
Oh, she's the stapler. I told you. It's not hurting you, right?
It's what?
Doesn't hurt you, right?
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. That's okay.
Cool.
All right. So
You
you just
didn't
need to
stamp
do
up
the
her
button.
bracelet.
Ah yes, the other. Yes.
Now you can. It's okay.
I can see you all.
Yeah. Okay, I can see myself in the corner there. So the way I'm gonna do it is using elastics. So how much is good? Like that?
Just a little bit. Let me measure.
You
You have to measure in your wrist. Whoops. How much do you need to take it off? You know, maybe like this.
Hey, look, they're twin sisters.
Almost. Like this, maybe.
Because remember, you need to put the hot glue on the corners.
Yeah.
So you do 4 of those. Very mathematical.
Guys, what is that string for?
How to fix them on the bracelets, and then you can take them on and off many times.
Oh, right.
And perhaps by yourself, which is a problem with me and bracelets.
Okay, may I?
Sure.
The hot glue.
She's the one who has the hot glue license. Yeah. Before the president was elected.
Small drop here.
Wow.
Be careful.
Be careful.
Always.
Always be careful. It's really, really hot. Okay. While it
Dries or cools off. You could also use what we call Velcro, actually, here. But then you have to cut it a little over, so both places can do like this. You put the Velcro here, and they get together. Yep. Oops. Still drying. Okay, I got this one here. Meanwhile, get ready for the tricky parts. Oh yeah, which is the tiara. Let me measure your wrist again. Okay. It's okay if it's a little open. For me, I'm not a fussy person, and I'm not trying to be like a faithful copy of Wonder Woman. It's just a homage to her. Okay, tribute. A tribute. Tribute is better. You're welcome. And here. Remember to always be careful, guys. And let it dry and cool off. I put the drops not very. They're not near the edge. Yes. Is there a reason for that? Because it won't be so elastic. Makes sense. You can't open so much, just a little bit. Just enough. Just enough. Okay. This. Now we just need to wait to dry. Meanwhile, I will go back to the Diana Prince. Believe it or not, in some versions she does wear eyeglasses when she's in disguise. Why? This is, oh, she's very original.
Can I make a question?
Yes.
Are all these items like mentioned in the newest movie? I haven't watched it. Sorry.
The parts, the accessories.
Yeah, the tiara and the bracelets and everything.
Now the focus of the movie is her sword, because she needs to kill the god Ares, who is the god of war. No, don't mistake it with Kratos, please.
It isn't.
And
isn't it? No. Okay.
No. And yes, she needs to use it to kill him and stop World War I.
Oh, right.
It's a very first level mission.
Yeah.
But she was trained for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she is a very special girl. Now that's the tricky part.
That's the tricky part. I was just going to ask another history action story. Where does she come from?
Wonder Woman?
Aye.
Out from the island of Themyscira. Actually, I found several ways to pronounce the name.
There you are.
Can be Themyscira, Themyscira.
Okay. Thank you.
So, anyways, to the tiara. I did like a full one, like that. But you can do only the front part, which is usually what you see. And it's the part that she takes off to randomly throw at bad guys. So it's not very tricky, actually. It is for me. And what you have to do, I like to do the symmetry trick. You do freehand. Remember, I'm not an artist. Like this. Can you see? Or is it too light? You do 1/2 of it. I can't see if you can see. Can you? Like that? All right.
Yeah.
So what do? You fold it. How it was exactly half. I'm so good at this. Then you cut it. I like to cut not so close to the top, because if you need to keep on cutting, you don't need to use another sheet of paper. And voila. And of course, I don't like it, it's so pointy. So I soften a little bit the edges. Okay, and then you have something to use on your other piece of glitter craft foam. Okay, so let you.
Thais, is there anything Wonder Woman is afraid of?
Maybe cockroaches,
Okay.
but everybody is scared of them.
Yeah. Cockroaches and spiders.
Not well. I'm not the person who's afraid of spiders, but well, depends on the spider. Then you put it here.
So the best way to defeat Wonder Woman is to toss her a cockroach. Manuela is starting to freak out here. Manuela, relax. Cockroaches are friendly.
Yes, they're friendly when they are dead. Because they never are. So one thing, it's a good question, Miguel, because at first her weakness was if a man used the truth lasso to tie her.
Oh.
So it had to be a man, and he needed to use her lasso of truth.
Oh.
And then she would be powerless.
Okay.
And well, I don't need to say that this is very sexist, and it lasted only the first version of Wonder Woman. Because many writers and the public as well thought that it was not a good move. Okay, so you draw it here. Wonder Girl, how big do you want your crown to be? Your tiara? This is gonna be hers because
I'll be like
good. Because you can choose only the front head.
only the front head for me.
Okay, so
Want to measure?
it'll be a good idea actually.
Okay.
Let's measure her.
Ué, tem duas Thaís ali?
One's wear glasses and the other doesn't. So,
It's the spitting copy of her.
I was the first, so yeah. Or not smaller. Maybe like this. And oh, you can choose if you would like this, or some versions of her wear it like this. The new version with Gal Gadot is something like that. So fancy. It's preference. And I think I'll do it.
I'll have an M size, please. I'll have an M size.
An M size.
Medium size, please.
Oh,
Miguel
mine
size.
is because I have a big forehead. I really don't mind that.
Not at all. I love wearing those Burger King crowns, you know?
I would love to wear those things.
They're pretty cool. They just hang out in the shopping mall with those crowns and
Get a sundae at McDonald's.
exactly.
Rebellious.
Yes, very rebellious.
So I'll cut it just a little bit like that. It doesn't need to be straight because I've used the edge of the craft foam, which is already straight. Something Wonder Woman isn't, but it is. And let's get here and let's get back to the pencil. So this glitter craft, there's not styrofoam. This
Hey,
glitter.
I know the story, Thais. I'm sorry. A quick question. I remember that Wonder Woman, she gets a sword. I remember from the movie. that there's this main sword there, that's a special sword that it's protected in the realm and everything. But what about the other armors, right? This tiara, this. I think you have already mentioned a few things about the lace, but where did she come about with her other outfits or costume? How can I call that? Armor or tiara, bracelet? How did she come about that?
Armor.
Forge that, or did she get it from someone?
Oh yes. She. Where do I start? Well, she has a crown because she is the princess of the island, Princess Diana.
Yes. Who gave her the bracelets?
The women in Themyscira have to wear them. I got a chair. I got upgrade. So to of course as defense, but it was in the movie. It was a surprise that she could use it to
bulletproof,
protect
right?
herself from a bullet.
Yes.
They're indestructible, so they should see that coming.
Is it made of vibranium? No, that's Marvel.
That's a different universe. Oh, by the way, do you guys have a favorite one? Are you team Marvel or team DC?
Superman. I don't know which one it is, but Superman's team.
DC.
I usually prefer Marvel movies, but I like some DC movies as well. So, but not Superman. I think he's really boring. I'm sorry, Miguel.
He's overpowered.
My favorite here is Snoopy.
Mine is Uncle Scrooge.
Scrooge is awesome.
Snoopy.
And Donald Duck.
Yeah.
There we have it.
I have a friend who really hates Spider-Man. It's really funny the way she talks about Spider-Man. She says, if you put Spider-Man in the middle of the desert, what is he going to do? Because he can't use buildings and stuff to fly around. It's really funny.
It's just like Batman. He can't grapple. He can't hide in the sand. He can't hide in the sand.
Exactly. How's he going to get out of the desert?
One of the girls say Spider-Man could hide in the sand.
All rashed up in the desert, wearing those thick underwears and armors.
I think no one is in the desert. Just like Martian Manhunter. Do you know?
No.
He was a recent discovery of mine. But he is from Mars, and his weakness is fire. And I thought that's everyone's weakness, right? None of us would survive fire. Okay, so here you have it. Maybe you need some details.
Yeah, Marine is pretty cool. I agree with you, Claudio. He can cut carrots. He can chop carrots just like that, easy.
Yeah, the personality is okay too.
Okay. Detail from her tiara, and in some versions, her bracelets as well, is the red star. Don't get any ideas. Mine I've made of the craft foam as well, but the easiest way is to make it with normal paper. So let's use it, and remember to always reuse things, because papers do grow on trees, but that's their problem.
Yeah.
So you get a pencil, and let's draw a star. Maybe I should be like here, right beside you guys. And I learned how to make the star like very late in life.
Oh.
I learned, I think it was in college. Maybe not before college. So you make like a triangle. I'm explaining that because many people don't know how to make it.
Didn't you learn it last week while you were preparing for the activity?
I don't want to confess that.
Have nothing to declare.
Then you mark 2 places here, and you just draw towards it, here and here, and then you put them together. That's how you make the star. Now let's make it prettier. Let me check this size. So cannot be that big because we'll oversize it. Maybe 3 centimeters.
3 or 4, maybe 4.
4, it will be big.
3.5.
3.5.
3. 3. All right.
Claudio, how many stars does the American flag have?
50.
Stars.
50.
50. Number of states.
Yeah.
50 states.
And how many stripes?
13. Why does the flag have 13 stripes, guys?
The 13 colonies.
Very good. So,
13 what?
8, 9, 10.
Providence.
13.
13 what?
13 stripes.
Why does it have 13 stripes?
13 colonies. That
13
originates from the country. They started with 13 colonies, and then now they are 50 states. 51 with Puerto Rico. But Puerto Rico is a little bit of a different situation.
Yeah, Puerto Rico is not a state. So
No.
Territory.
American thinks it's a state, yeah. And
they are American citizens, but they have a different president, a different Congress, but they have the
Hawaii and Alaska.
Hawaii and Alaska are states.
Yeah.
Alaska.
Manu, tell us about Union Jack. That's a long story, yeah. Beheaded.
Union Jack.
The Union Jack. It's
Exactly.
the version of the English flag, which is just white and red, and the Scottish flag, which is blue and white. So there is a lot of debate about it leaving out the Wales flag. And the, Northern Ireland flag is just the Union Jack. But Wales is not represented in the Union Jack, unfortunately. Yeah.
Well, they can find a spot there to place the dragon, can they?
Yeah, exactly. Put a little dragon there.
That would make it like 100 times more badass.
I love the Union Jack. I really do. I love the style of the flag and all the colors together. Much better than just the English flag. But yeah.
It's a great combination of colors. I think they're powerful colors.
And how many stars does the Brazilian flag have?
Whoa.
When I went to school, Claudio, myself, and Fatima, or when you guys went to school?
No. Don't even agree with that, Manu. You are older than I am. I don't know. When I was born, we had 26 stars.
Yeah, me too. I think it's changed now.
No,
actually, when I was in school, it was 23 because we had 23 states, I believe. Now we have 26 states.
Yeah.
So 26, 27 with Tocantins.
No.
You're mixing up with the alphabet, Claudio. When we went to school, we had 23 letters, and now we have 26.
Yeah.
When I went to school, Pluto was a country, was a planet. It's not anymore.
Oh, me too.
But
There's
there's
a huge
26 states plus the capital. 27 in total, right? There's a separate star, isn't there?
Yeah, Brasilia is
It stands
federal
for
district is
Brasilia.
separate.
Yeah, it stands for Brasilia, doesn't it?
No,
I don't know.
It's for Roraima or Amapá, the one that is above like the equator line.
What?
It stands for Roraima or Amapá because it's the one that is above the equator line.
Are you kidding?
Right.
No.
Miguel, you have been doing homework with your daughter, so you should know all that and tell us, okay? The correct answer.
Well, he
Yeah.
pretended
Homeschooling.
I always thought it was the capital. I must have skipped that part there in that class.
Yeah, I just Googled, it's Pará.
Pará?
The long style
Pará,
is
the one, yeah.
line.
I don't know why. I just Googled and got some images.
Lucas mentioned it's above the equator line.
Yeah, but Pará isn't.
Yeah. Well, no, so the equator.
Mônica. The upper,
what?
the lonely, the alone, the
lonely
star.
star.
The upper star is Pará, stands for Pará.
Yeah.
Yeah, boring.
Era.
Pará, yeah, boring. I don't know why. Oh, that's what comes
Maybe
to Google,
because
right?
it's an annoying state or something like that, so they separated them.
Why is it annoying?
I would be federal. Sorry, Renan.
And Thais, you may say something if you want, okay?
An introverted star, maybe.
It's waiting for us.
I'm just listening because I don't know. You're talking about the stars in Brazilian flag. Then I got lost in the star here. So I'm just coloring it. If you want to color it before you cut it, it'll be even better idea. But
And what does that star stand for? What does that star stand for? Does it stand for
Communism?
Communism, yeah, the communists, or she's a star, or she's specific.
I don't believe she knows of these. Well, she knows. She does. But
She has a political party.
Christian studies.
It was before the Cold War.
It really sounds like a subliminary message there. Sublime message.
We love finding problems everywhere. But the interesting is that there is a Russian version of the Superman. It's called Superman Red Sun in Portuguese. In Brazil, we have this comic. It's called Entre a Foice e o Martelo. It's where Superman, instead of landing in Kansas, he lands in Russia, and he becomes a dictator there. And who goes there to stop him from being an evil dictator?
Rambo.
What?
Rambo.
Rambo.
Yeah.
John Rambo. Sylvester.
Oh,
I'm kidding. Is it Batman?
it's Batman. It's a Russian Batman.
Russia? Really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm from Russia.
His parents died in work camp, and he blames Superman since he's the leader, even though Superman didn't know that happened. And the way he defeats Superman is awesome, of course. Batman is all about prepare, and there is a Wonder Woman there, but unfortunately, I haven't watched the movie because it's not available legally.
Thais, do you happen to have any Wonder Woman like comic books?
Wonder Woman, what?
Comic books.
If I have one?
Aged.
Well, I don't know. Just asked if you have one, like Wonder Woman's comic books. 999?
No, unfortunately not. I'm Team Batman. You will see that for our Halloween special teaser, guys. And but yeah, I have the t-shirts, I have the knowledge, and I love the movie.
Yeah.
So then you put your little star here at the center, and then you pick it. Oops. Without the paper here. Very good. Yeah, more careful than that. No, I think I can manage.
And why does Superman wear an underwear on top of his suit?
Oh, he doesn't anymore. He realized how weird it was. Maybe it was a habit in Krypton.
I think she is petista.
I think she has more things to do in life. Anyways, and that's it. And now let's wait a little bit. And what we need to do, we need to put it on her forehead. So, with the elastic, of course. So I just need to measure it. Since this elastic is thin, maybe you can use 2, but if it's thicker like that, you just need 1. So no problem. I think this one is okay. This one's okay. This one is okay. It's your head. Okay. So let's measure. Let's do it. Okay. Here. Okay, and put it here. Right. By the way, elastics are something that I do a little bit, still flavor. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oops. We're gonna use the hot glue now.
Again, yeah. They want to know who's gonna use it. I'm here, so I can do this.
Careful not to ruin her bangs.
No.
She worked real hard to have those bangs. Wonder Woman. Wonder Sister.
Back then, like regarding Batman's underwear.
Batman does wear underwear.
I was just ready.
Because they were talking about Superman's red underwear.
So does he wear boxers?
Batman wears gray unitard with black underwear over.
How do you know all that?
Oh, I pay attention.
Okay, glad to know. I thought he wore
more than pay attention. You are very into this universe.
Yeah. Well, the weird thing is, Wonder Woman, she has had a huge variety of uniforms. The official Wonder Woman.
Of course, she's a woman, right? They change clothes all the time.
And one of the most controversial versions is when she was wearing pants, actually. Pants, and there was a time she was wearing a jacket, like motor jacket. Ooh. It does sound cool.
Wonder Woman.
And I think it's better to fight crime if you are wearing pants, like elastic pants, like leggings. But my problem with Wonder Woman's uniform is the cleavage, because she flies. So if she flies upside down, does something happen? Or if she flies very rough?
Yes. Or if you're invisible jet. Yes.
Yeah, she flies in the invisible jet. It's okay, but she can fly. In the movie, she can't. But in the comics and animated series, she flies without the jet.
Nice.
Anyway, the next one is it's optional, which is the belt. I decided to do the belt because my T-shirt has one. So I thought it would be a good idea. It's a little loose. And by the opposite with my other belt. And it's a similar shape to the crown. And you can wear it. Mine is like this, but you can wear it like this as well. So get back with the styrofoam. Would you like full belt?
Yeah, I think you can use all this space here. Use it all. Let's see where the space here. Have to be to cover the front.
If you want to cover everything, I think it's better like that. Yeah. So again, guys, it's a matter of preference. Let me just see how many centimeters we have here. 30.
60.
Okay, so that's
Almost
the middle.
60. Yeah. You don't have to be super precise, I think. You don't have to be super precise.
Yeah, we are not trying to be extremely faithful cosplayers. We are cosplayers. Actually, we are to have fun. But there are people who are professionals. They receive invitation. They're invited to events to show up there with the costume and of course the attitude as well. My sister knows a girl, she impersonates Black Widow, and she loves the experience actually. Yep. The kids they really go with the character.
They go crazy.
They go crazy because she's in a group with all the Avengers.
Yeah. I went to a school someday, and the kids that have the time of their life.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
But my goal here is just like an everyday costume. Is it okay? Or do you want me to pick her? All right.
I've never heard about the Black Widow. And what does she do exactly to save the world or anything? She ends up extinguishes all.
She's an eye candy. She's the hope softener.
But does she like men or something?
If Wonder Woman likes men, or if my sister's friend likes men?
No, Black Widow.
I don't know.
No, she killed her husband.
Oh, Michael.
Because I'm thinking, like, Miguel is married. Why so curious?
If you survive this trial of Miguel's questions, you're good to go.
People, let's talk a little bit about Aquaman. What about
Oh,
talking
yeah.
a little bit about Aquaman?
I heard he
Let's talk
drowned
about
his
Aquaman. He stopped being lame and he started being badass with Khal Jason Momoa.
Look at Miguel's face.
Aquaman likes fish.
Yeah.
And sharks.
If he drowned his wife, would he be considered a murder or no?
If he does on Earth, drowns with air.
There are some controversial things, but
Okay, so far, Thais, you built the tiara and
Great.
the invisible plane. The invisible plane we can't see, of course, but
But it's there.
but it's there. It's there.
you can see what?
The invisible plane, invisible jet. I don't know the name of it.
She said it took her
Oh, yeah.
like 5 years to build it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hard to find the pieces. Huh? Imagine.
But yeah, so I put it somewhere. Now I can't see it. I can't find it. So if I find it by the end of our workshop, I will give you some tips.
There must be an alarm button or something you can hit.
Should have thought about that before. You would. So you measure that on the person's waist, whatever the waist is. All right. Like this or open or like this. Your preference.
No, I think it's upside down. Yeah, it should be upside down. I don't know. Not sure.
Like this? Yeah, mine is like that.
Okay, so
So,
change of
but
plan.
you were not. No, you're not wearing the tiara upside down. Nope. Okay, like
Where
this.
did you get that paper, Thais?
Where what? Sorry.
Where did you get the cardboard paper?
The stationery shop. You can find it in small pieces. This one was very big.
Okay.
And they're not very
Expensive?
yeah.
The quicker ones are a little bit.
But they're not an expensive material.
No, I think it's almost a 3 size, maybe.
The A4 format.
No, the big one.
Ooh. So 4 size for the one here. 3. The 60 centimeter. Good.
Okay, let's
But
measure.
if you want to save some money, of course, you can buy the one that is only what is the color? Yellow.
No.
And you can have like a more throwback Wonder Woman. Not that thin. A little bit more. Okay, you do it. Okay, here. Okay. That's my turn with the house.
Your turn?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I am the one here. Let's go there, right in the middle. Here, or yeah. Oh my God, it's a lot.
Yeah, and it's super hot.
Let's be clever. Okay, that was one. Then, do we wait a little bit?
No, that's okay.
Okay, I'll help you. Let's go for it. It's good to have someone helping you. Not only because they're super nice and
Your sister?
basically your copy. And the best sister ever. I'm sorry, guys, if you have other sisters, but mine is the best.
Sorry.
Not sorry.
Good to see you getting along finally.
Yay. This is it, as Michael Jackson said. All right. And that's all the accessories. Now we just need to wait for the belt to cool down, but I think the tiara is ready. Would you mind putting it on? Yep. If you want, we can change the start later. Cool, I'm a princess.
Great, girls. Now fight.
I'm the one who fights Muay Thai, so it's not a good idea.
Nope. Don't mess with her.
Okay, Wonder Sisters.
Yay.
Nice. Brilliant.
There is even the soundtrack. I don't know if you can hear.
Okay. No, if we bump them together. Another thing about the bracelets is that if she does that, it creates like an explosion.
Ooh.
So you can see that in the Batman versus Superman. The movie. The best parts are only when Wonder Woman is there. And I picked her.
Bracelet I have two.
Great.
I also
Yay! Yay!
Lucy in the club.
Lucy, is yours that foamy one? That soft foamy one?
Yes.
Is that what it is? Okay.
But it's not as beautiful as theirs, but that's okay.
Oh, theirs is glittery. Yeah.
Isn't it? It's fancy.
Everything we make is more beautiful than one. The thing.
Large.
Yeah. I like making them. Yeah. We still have 3 minutes. Would you like to add something or take a picture, everybody together?
Yay. Cool.
Yeah, let's bring this screen here.
Yeah. Okay, I think Claudia will speak afterwards, but I would like to thank you, Thais. I'd like to thank your sister as well. Sorry. What is her name? What is her name?
Juliana.
Sorry?
Juliana.
Juliana.
Yes.
The Scottish accent.
Thank you very much. Thank you too. And I'd like to thank everybody who is here, everybody involved, Victor, Claudio, Mônica, Thais, Lucas, okay? So everybody here, I'd like to thank everybody for the team. I'd like to thank Amanda. Amanda is here too. Francisco, all the participants, okay, people? Thank you.
Very good to be here with you.
Yes.
Great, great.
I really enjoyed it. Like to do that. Oh yeah, the bell.
That's it.
Very good, guys. That was great. I think that with that we finish our Maker Day. Let me share with you the website, because if you want, you can go to other, just a sec, you can go to other workshops. Let me show you the website. Oh my, just a sec. My computer is a little bit slow here. But we have a website, and the other binational centers, they are still carrying activities. Some Ribeirão Preto will go up to 5 p.m. Okay, just a sec, I got it here.
Meanwhile, Claudia, I'd like to thank all the organization of the, the general Maker Day organization, okay?
We had a great support, guys. Brasilia was with us all the time. Then a committee was formed with people from Bahia, from Manaus, from Ribeirão Preto, from Belém, Pará. And these people helped a lot. All these arts and layouts they created and they shared. So it was a wonderful job. Many hands worked there. That's the website, makerdaybrasil.com. If you come here, Programação, you have the videos here, even the video from the number 2 of the embassy. Laura, our reps, you have Rita Morricone, who is from Education USA. Sarah, I don't know Sarah, but she's from the Public Affairs Office. I think it's Rio de Janeiro. And Madelina is our cultural attaché in São Paulo. I had the opportunity to meet her. She works with Wesley. I believe she's Wesley's boss. And if you come here to Programação, you can see all the other binational centers. As I told you, it's a little bit slow. Come on. Yeah, it goes on. Just a sec, guys. Let me work. Okay, stronger. All right. So here you can see all the Programação, hora de Brasília, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, and so on. Okay. So during the afternoon, we will still have some other activities. If you want to go there, makerdaybrasil.com, Programação. Okay, then we have more of singers, blah, blah, blah.
I'm all, for those of you who are on Facebook, I'm going to leave the link to this website in the chat box of the broadcast, the transmission here. So you can just click and go straight to the website and see if there are any activities that you'd like to participate in.
Oh, Thais, we have more superheroes in Manaus now.
Yeah, look there.
I've seen that.
Cria mundo de
I'm just
yeah, you can exchange experiences.
But don't worry. Let's have a nice Halloween event as well. This time I'll bring Batman.
We will talk about it on Monday. All right, so up to 6 p.m. The last workshop is going to finish 6 p.m. So if you want to go there and watch our binational center mates, let me stop sharing. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much. Congrats, Mônica. It was great. Lucas, amazing. Thais, always great.
I have to make the recipe, Mônica. I wasn't here at the Google Meet, but I was watching with Facebook, and we need to do that.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's
thank you. Two Thaises, thank you very much. Victor, thanks a lot, Victor. It would be impossible without you, man. Thank you very, very much.
My pleasure, my pleasure. I'm actually going to share with everyone who's watching on Facebook. I'm going to share just another quick video there and then wrap up. But thanks everybody who stayed here until now, everybody who was with us from 11 o'clock. And stick around, there's more, right? Not by us, but there's more. All right.
Yeah, and just thank you to the people who are not here anymore. Mariane, Bruno, who else, guys? I saw a lot of students there. Fernanda Pitinin, Felipe Kuhn. It was a pleasure having you here. So that's it, guys. It was great. I hope that next year is going to be even better. But don't worry, we have Halloween coming. Victor, we have a live with our youth ambassadors, but we still don't know.
Ooh.
On October.
Okay.
But you will know.
All right. Okay,
guys, thank you very much.
You.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye, people.
Bye-bye, guys. Have a nice week.
Bye.
Wear masks.
Weekend.
Superheroes wear masks. Bye-bye.
Okay, so we are coming to an end. I'm very happy to have been able to participate and broadcast all of this with you guys. I hope you all enjoyed, everybody who was following on Facebook. I'd like to show you just a quick little video here. Again, some interaction with the other binational centers who are also offering activities across the country. And also just a little bit of what's happening this afternoon. And then we wrap up. Thank you, everybody who stayed here until now, and let's check out this video here. Let's do it.
Construir muita coisa em casa com essas oficinas. Aproveitem, gente, o Maker dele está maravilhoso, está sensacional. Um grande abraço da equipe do Interamericano para todos vocês.
Um grande abraço, Curitiba. E olha só, tem mais um centro aqui conosco, que é a Casa Thomas Jefferson. A Casa Thomas Jefferson também tem umas atividades bem legais. Eu gostaria só de pedir que Thomas Jefferson liga a câmera para a gente poder transmitir. Oi? Malu? Alô, Malu? Tentando entrar em contato aqui. CTJ? Mas olha só, enquanto a gente restabelece a nossa conexão aqui com o Casa Thomas Jefferson, eu gostaria de pedir que você acessasse o site, porque lá no site você vai conseguir ver toda a programação online, você vai conseguir visualizar também os links para você assistir as oficinas que porventura você não conseguiu assistir no mesmo horário, né? E ainda tem programação para o resto do dia, ó. Nós estamos exatamente na metade do Maker Day Brasil, né? Tem centros que vão ter programação até à noite. Então, você vai ter condições de acessar várias oficinas nesse meio tempo. As oficinas têm oficinas de pouca duração, tem oficinas que duram mais horas, mais tempo. Então, nós vamos entrar aqui. Vamos tentar aqui acessar aqui os centros. Vamos tentar aqui acessar mais uma vez. Enquanto isso, vamos mostrar aqui também no nosso canal do YouTube, do Maker Day Brasil, muita gente comentando, realmente as atividades, elas dão água na boca, né? Algumas envolvendo culinária, outras envolvendo sustentabilidade, muitas felicitações aqui ao CCB de Belém, e vamos lá, acho que agora conseguimos. Então, a gente está aqui com Casa Thomas Jefferson, e eu queria chamar, então, a Malu. Malu, fala com a gente o que vai acontecer aí na Casa Thomas Jefferson hoje no Maker Day Brasil.
Oi, galera. Boa tarde para todo mundo. Estamos aqui muito encantados em Brasília, na Casa Thomas Jefferson. Estou aqui com a galera do Bilingual Adventure. E conta pra gente, o que vai falar hoje?
Olá, boa tarde, eu sou Denise. E hoje nós vamos mandar o coronavírus para o espaço. Vamos fazer uma super máquina, bem potente.
Hoje, às 2 horas, nós temos a turma dos pequenininhos, né, de 4 a 6 anos. E às 15 horas, nós temos a turma com os mais velhos, para a gente fazer uma máquina de reação em cadeia, onde a temática é uma máquina contra o coronavírus. Então, vem com a gente, acesse nosso link pelo YouTube e vamos lá. Maker Day Brasil 2020!
Uhul! E às 5 horas, a gente tem a oficina de criação de personagens com o artista urbano aqui de Brasília, o Gurulino. Ele vai compartilhar com os nossos participantes como é o processo criativo dele, inclusive usando meditação. Olha só que legal, galera.
Uau!
E eu vou falar com eles. Tudo bom, gente? Um beijo grande para toda a rede de centros binacionais no Brasil, fazendo esse Maker Day brilhar tão azul e amarelo como a gente está brilhando hoje, tá? Um agradecimento muito grande ao nosso parceiro, que é a Embaixada Americana, e a esse esforço coletivo aí dos centros binacionais para tornar esse dia do fazer tão precioso e tão ativo.
É verdade. Puxa, muito obrigada, pessoal daí da Thomas Jefferson. Eu vou reiterar aqui só.
Oops, my microphone was off. So as you can see, this has been a beautiful event. It's still going to continue. I'm going to leave the link to the official website here in the chat box so you can access and check out what's coming up next and also participate with everybody. A beautiful event. Thank you very much for staying with us, for sticking around. I hope you have enjoyed so far, but keep participating. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.